Hi, my name is Mulesy. I'm an artist who has been taking commissions and stuff and doing markets and stuff online and also offline for a couple years now. So I have made some tools for myself that I wanted to share. This specifically is a cash register that I have made in Google Sheets that should help when you are taking payments in person. I've been getting back into doing markets and selling stuff in real life, and Square's annoying. I don't like the Square interface, and it's much easier for me to deal with doing this. This isn't going to be what the view looks like for you when you download, but this is what it looks like for me. So I have two versions. I have a manual input version and then a barcode, QR code, NFC individual product version. So we're going to go through the manual input version first and then go through the barcode, QR code, NFC individual product version. Once you actually purchase the templates, you'll get links to them where you will be able to view the template. Once you're here, you want to do File, Make a Copy for yourself, and then make sure that copy comments, don't share it with the same people, but copy comments so that you can see the comments that I have added that will hopefully catch if there's any small mistakes or confusion. So make a copy, and there are instructions here, but this is just a walkthrough to make it easier. So first of all, you have to make sure that you copy over the attached app script as well. So that should be attached here. If we go to app script, yes, it is attached. You cannot move any cells or rename any of the tabs since that will break the code. They are hard coded into the code. This is the simple template first. You want to go to the products page and fill out your product and deal information. So for right now, we have an example product in here where it's $4 per item if you buy only one item. And then if you do three, then you get a bundle deal where it's 3 items for $10. Then you would go to the register sheet. This is your cash register. This is actually the view that you will be looking at during the market. This is where you will be helping to record individual transactions throughout your event. Next, in order to get the register sheet to actually work, when you're recording individual transactions, you want to go to the top menu bar, go to extensions and then app script. And that will open up the app script. So this is the actual code that you'll be looking at, but you don't have to touch the code. What you actually need to do is you need to go over to triggers. You want to add a trigger that runs the function on check at the deployment head with the event source from spreadsheet and event type on edit. So we're going to add that trigger. So it's add trigger on check head from spreadsheet on edit. And then you can save that there. In order to use the app, first you must verify the app. So it's going to pop out this page where it looks really scary, but it's okay. You want to go to advanced and then click on go to art market cash register, allow it to do things, and then it will be allowed to do things. So now I have the trigger. So now we can record transactions. So if I want to record a transaction, all I have to do is check the checkbox on record transaction. So for example, let's say they bought 4 of my products. They paid using cash, and I'm at Funny Market for fun. Yay. And say I have some notes about this customer. This customer was super nice. Say they handed me a 20. I put in that they paid 20 here, and then it calculates the change for me pretty quickly because there's a simple formula in there. So now if I click on enter transaction, it should run the app script, and it will tell me that it's processing, and then it'll reset the cash register and you're ready for the next transaction. Just a note, any box that has a black border around it, that's a box that you can edit. Anything that doesn't have a black box around it, you do not want to edit because that could potentially break your code or break a formula. So now if we go to the transactions tab, you can see that it recorded our transactions. It even gives you a transaction number. It gives you the date that this happened. And it also records exactly which market it happened in. If you have more than one product that they bought, there's going to be like a comma separated list where you will be able to see what products they are. These will also be comma separated lists where it'll be a list, and then the order in which the list appears is also like you'll be able to match it directly and then create matrices of these transactions as you go. And as a heads up, this number should always be the number of the row that the next transaction will be inputted on. So I know that the next transaction that will be inputted on is going to be 4. So if, for example, I'm like, okay, cool, I want to reset the sheet, I can just delete all of this and then click on this, change it back to 2, and then my template is ready for me to just do anything to again. I would recommend using just one sheet for your entire year and then copying it over again for the next year. And that's the simple cash register template. So now we're gonna go through the one that is more complicated. So now let's go over the more complicated version where you can actually track individual products and also have more statistics. So this is the barcode, QR code, NFC individual product version. Just as before, what you're gonna wanna do is make a copy comments, don't share it with the same people, then you should have your own copy. You can obviously then rename it to whatever is more helpful for you. A lot of the steps are the same, but there are some other steps that are new. So again, you have to make sure that you have copied over the attached app script. Don't move any cells or rename any of the tabs. Again, these names are hard coded into the code behind the cash register that makes it actually work to record individual transactions. So you want to not change any of that, otherwise your code will break. So first of all, you want to go to the product sheet and fill out your product and deal information. Here's an example of ways that you can set up your product deal. So for example, I sell stickers for $4 each, and then if you have 3, then you'll get them for $10. Next step is to go to the barcodes list and fill out the barcodes you have prepped for your products. This is if you're trying to track like which individual products like sold the best and that sort of thing. So the drop-down list for product type auto-populates from the product sheet. You have to make sure those product names are also unique. So now if I go to barcodes list, any cell with a black border around it, that means that's a cell that you can edit. Anything else you probably should not be touching unless you actually know what you're doing. So now if I, for example, if I had a barcode scanner, I would connect my barcode scanner app. I've tested scan to sheets. It does have a limit of 100 scans per month, but it did work. As long as your barcode scanner is outputting to the barcode scan sheet and automatically sending the barcodes as soon as they are scanned, then this will work for you. You can also use QR codes or NFC tags as long as whatever tool you're using is able to automatically populate into this column, this barcode column, then this should work. I am typing in my products by hand. So for example, if I had like a S23, let's say they bought 2 stickers, you see how it's auto-populating what the product name is and then what the product type is based on my barcode, because what it is, it's doing a VLOOKUP function over to barcodes list. So any barcode that you type in here, it's gonna be able to look up, oh, what was this barcode? Is there a product name? Is there a product type? If it's not populating properly, that means that you fucked up your barcode and you're gonna have to just recheck what they are. The next step is to use the register sheet like your cash register. This is the same as the simple template. This is where you will be recording individual transactions during the event. So the number of items will auto-populate from your scans and barcode scan. This is where the simple template differs from this template. All of your typing for individual products should happen in the barcode scan sheet, and you should be typing into here. Because what is happening here, this all auto-populates. You should not be touching any of this. Otherwise, then you will not get the benefit of it automatically calculating exactly how many of each product you are actually charging them for. Let's say they paid with cash. This is a funny market. Let's say they paid with a 20. It will calculate their change. Ha ha ha. Let's say this is a note that I wanted to leave about this transaction. And before that register sheet can work, again, we have to do the same things that we did for the simple one, where we have to go to extensions, app script, go over and set up your trigger. You'll go to triggers, add trigger, on check, head, from spreadsheet, on edit, save. It's gonna yell at you because it doesn't think that the script is safe. So what you wanna do is you wanna go choose your account. If for some reason it gets confused and doesn't let you choose your account properly, make sure you are only logged into one account on this instance of your browser, because otherwise it gets really confused and doesn't know which account it's supposed to link to. So you want to go to advanced, you want to go to the scripts, let it access, and now once this all loads and it looks like this, your cash register should work. So now let's go back. We've done all the trigger stuff. So again, on the register sheet, cells with a black border are cells you can edit. Don't edit anything else. So now if you go to register, we've filled in everything. If I do enter transaction, it's once again going to tell me that it's processing. Once it's done processing, it should clear everything and you'll be ready for the next transaction. So now where can we see these transactions? We can go over here and look, you have your transaction. Again, if you want to reset this, you totally can by doing the same thing where you delete this and then reset this number back to 2. This version of the cash register also gives you extra things where you have an expenses sheet and a stats sheet. So in the expenses sheet, once you have actually recorded transactions, you can then start recording your expenses for each market. So the expenses sheet, let's say I had a table fee of $100 and I know that it was for, this is a funny market. This dropdown specifically, it auto-populates from the stats sheet. This auto-populates from the transactions sheet. So basically what it does is it grabs every unique instance that is in this event column and it goes, cool, this is now an event. This allows you to then, once you have these expenses, now you can look at your stats. So this also, again, auto-populates from this event list. And if I click on event view, it will tell me fun things about what happened. Now you can see exactly how many transactions you did, your event revenue, how much it cost for you to do that event, and then therefore your gross profit for the event. And this should also show how many transactions you did over time. And more behind the scenes, you have a sheet that shows every one of the transactions that you've made based on barcode. So you can see every single product that was bought and also how many deals you made. These two sheets are necessary in order to actually calculate the stats that are in this sheet. Now you can hide this cover sheet for cleanliness. And if you are using the Square app for credit card repayments, I would recommend creating a $1 item for recording the transaction on the Square app instead of reselecting every product, because then you can minimize fees because it's not a key transaction, and also sort of speed things up while you're typing. Because one of the reasons I made this at all was because I could not find my products fast enough in Square. As always, this is a template made by me. Feel free to ask questions in my Discord server if you need help. Here are some more of my links. Let me know in the comments or in my Discord server if you want any help with setting this up, or if you want anything changed, any feedback you have. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I will hopefully be publishing more videos with more of the tools that I've made. Thanks so much.